Many believe talent runs through the family. Cristiano Ronaldo's son is a footballer himself. Abedi Pele's sons are also playing football. I thought this true until I met Alpha Ssali, the son to Ugandan award-winning musician Moses Ssali, or commonly known as Bebe Cool, who cannot sing to save his life, but give the young man football boots and a ball, and you will be marveled at the talent he possesses.
I've played football for almost 9 years right now because I started pretty early because of my dad. I'm in senior 2, high school.
We were keen to know what would drive a young man to walk a road never walked before by anyone in the family, or even sail the uncharted waters.
I traveled to Spain. They gave me a chance to travel to Spain. And then I saw the kids playing, like, wow. And then I also got inspired by it. So I came back, I started training. It gives me a lot of motivation.
This, I believe, is the wonder of the beautiful game. The ability to break into and steal the heart of a would-be musician. We set out to find this young man, to get to terms with his choices in life, and found him at Chiwatule Recreational Center just before evening training session, something that we later found out is a daily routine.
Every after school, he has to go to Chiwatule Recreation to do training, then come back home. He comes home at 7 p.m. every day of his life.
Football, to this young man, is surely not just a hobby. With a private coach and training every day, there must be something he hopes to achieve playing the beautiful game.
I always told him from childhood, because it started when he was 3 years old. I always told him, I want you to be as great as Thiery Henry.
If I get a chance, let me say if I pass a trial, if I get into a team, of course I have to work very hard. I can see myself reaching the point because I know I can't stop working hard. That's one thing I know. Even though my dad stops me right now, maybe I'll secretly work out. I can't stop. Like my dad started out as a young kid who had a dream, wasn't supported by his dad, but he fought and now he's in big places.
He's always demanding for more things. Daddy, I need training. Daddy, I need to go to gym. Daddy, I need game time. Daddy, I need a match. Daddy, we work with more than 3 coaches in a week.
The dad rules. When it comes to soccer, even if you tell him it's either divorce or soccer, he'll tell you divorce.
My wife is very supportive. So she's hardworking. She has put in equally the same effort, the same time.
He has gone off his music and he's so much into pushing the boys to achieve the soccer career. He will do anything. He will pay any kind of money for the trainers to come and train the boys. He will do anything. It will cost him for his boys to achieve the soccer career.
Coping with stardom can be a daunting task on children of mega superstars like him. From the whole school asking for tickets to your father's latest concert, to fellow students asking you for complimentary copies of your dad's new album, to selfies and everything that stardom brings with it. Not to mention that he also has to balance high school with football and the occasional paparazzi around him. So how does he cope?
No, it's not very hard to balance. You just need to put your aim, nothing else in it. You need to balance books, you need to balance soccer, but I can't just leave studies. Like after football, what am I going to do? That's where books come in.
I think the best thing to do is push a child, know where their interest is, and push them towards achieving their goals. Of course, books coming hand in hand with talent, so you have to push both of them, but you have to support them talent-wise.
I don't really involve all this at school with my friends. So I act like a normal friend that I am. You don't have to show off a lot, like you have to act part of them. You have to like be their friends, do what they do. Like I can't go in class and be like, hey, I'm Bebe Cool's son. It looks bad. I like players like Ronaldo because he started from nothing to a big man. My advice to the children is to work hard, always work hard. You can pass your limits. There's nothing that can stop you if you work hard.
Ssali's father, Bebe Cool, is described by Wikipedia as a top African reggae and ragga musician from Uganda.
Wanna touch your body, don't come your way. Just go for me, make me busy.
But as many Ugandans will agree, this is an understatement. In Uganda, they call him by many names: big size, extra large, Titanic, Nanyini Muziki, which literally translates to the owner of music. He has won multiple awards and is a platinum selling artist. With all this success in music, he still let his son pick up boots instead of a microphone. Your curiosity at this point is as good as mine. Why?
Before I became a singer, I was a football player. I was a soccer player. So I played soccer from my senior one from my primary up to senior 3. And then my third term senior 3, that's when I made the final decision to take on music.
So my love I go bone bone, you the one fi come me down, make me come down. Me love your voice away your tongue song, y'all mind my girl, you're the one.
But I stayed with the passion too much. Actually, soccer gives me more pressure than music. I never miss an Arsenal game. So when I'm booking an event, I know definitely that Saturday there's games or there's an Arsenal game. So I make sure that my performances lie within the hour when the game is done or before the game. It's a must for me to watch all my matches. And for example, there are times when, like Saturday mornings, when I have to bring the boys for soccer training, or when I have to go watch their matches. So fortunately, I have found the time and played it well.
Before music, his life is soccer. He used to play soccer before he started singing. Then he told me, by the way, my kids have to play soccer. If you ever give birth to a boy or boys, they will have to play soccer, whether you like it or not.
Kaysan is the one who wakes Alpha up to go for training. Kaysan is 5 years, but he's the one who comes and says, Alpha, we have to go, it's time. And that is at 5:30 in the morning. Alpha has to explain to Kaysan, no, we have to wake up at 6.
Sport in the Ugandan traditional setting was looked at more as a pastime than a way to earn a living. Children in Uganda were punished for playing games, so why did a parent with all the capacity to school his son anywhere in the world decide to let him play football, let alone in Uganda?
We got Alpha during the times when, Arsenal was, at a high peak, and Thiery, of course, was the guy. And I knew that the world was changing and soccer was going to be embraced more and more. So I said I wanted to teach my kids to put them in soccer rather than music, because music was a little bit more tougher than soccer. So it's very easy to become successful in soccer if you're a Muslim, because nowadays sport is all about discipline. And for me, religion, teaches a lot of discipline and allows it, it favors.
For any mother, the best for their son is on top of the agenda. How does the mother of this young football prospect feel about him playing football and not following in his father's footsteps?
At first, I didn't like soccer at all. I didn't like it because I'm a mother, and the first time I watched him watch soccer, I looked at him like, why do you have passion for something that people are fighting over? Then it hits a goalpost and like, yeah, I'm like, okay, I think there are better things to do in this world. Why should I just watch someone chasing a ball, So I had this thing in me, soccer is a rough game. I see my son being hit, he's being hit down, then he stands up and starts running after the ball. I'm like, Alpha, are you okay? He's like, Mom, I'm okay, don't cross the line. I'm like, Alpha, are you fine? Yes, I'm okay, Mom, don't cross the line, just stay there. I'm like, Alpha, my mother. And then I went to the dad, I told the dad, you know what, I really can't do this. This is bad, this is too much. He's like, no, that's what they mean being a man. So this is soccer, this is being a man, this is growing up. It disturbed me for a long time. That's why most of the times I'm not where he is. When he's playing soccer, when Alpha has a game, I'm home. I think At the moment, I'm into it now, 100%.
Educators, teachers and coaches spend more time with their learners than their own parents, and therefore quite often know more about them than their own parents. Coach Mujib Kasule, a former Uganda Grain striker and director at Proline Academy, spends his days tutoring Ssali and trying to turn him into the kind of player that he aspires to become.
Alpha is the typical example of what we wanted to do, because starting Proline was to give a pilot project to the country to show that when you start young, you can't go wrong. Alpha joined Proline Soccer Academy when he was 3.5 years. He's grown through the ranks. He's now playing for the under-17, although he's 14 years. He's our prototype Proline typical player. When people see him play for the national team and very soon for the senior team in the league, they will see what Proline does to a football player and the boys who want to play football. So we are really very excited about him. He has grown. He has grown his game through all levels. Right now we are working on his physical side of the game because we really think he's one of the future stars for this country.
Uganda as a country needs players. We need strikers. We need people who have studied soccer. We need people who have grown up in academies. Look at the Kolo Toures, the Yaya Toures. Look at Drogba. He's a good example of an African player who has made it by hard work. So Uganda has not delivered such a player as yet. You know, right now, today in the world, soccer pays more than anything in life. Okay, so there's an opportunity for all these young men and women not to loiter around streets just because they are done with university. Tomorrow when Alpha makes it, I'll be a very proud Ugandan. I would have shown Uganda that it's all about preparation. If you have good preparation, then the rest leave it for, you know, the rest of the people to work with you. I've worked with Proline since Alpha began soccer, but I also work with Edgar's. I sat down with Mujib and Edgar and told them, you know what, let's do this for the country. Let's create players besides anything. I don't care whether this is Proline or whatever. Originally Alpha is Proline, or the kids are Proline. But I'm so proud that even Edgar's picks them to take them for game time, to train them separately. There are so many different coaches who have taken time looking at these children. So for me, it is more of creating a Ugandan superstar in soccer.
In the words of Nelson Mandela, sport has the power to change the world and speaks to the youth in the language that they best understand. And probably this should confirm that youth indeed will listen to sport more than music, no matter how close the music is to their hearts.